Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Prophet here. Today we're going to be looking at the Comcast fiasco that happened last weekend. Basically, Phil had a tech come out to replace his modems and various other hardware, which we'll go over here. I have permission to piggyback off of King Sly's stream that he did on this as well. King Sly is playing the Snort Hogan clip of this whole stupid shit that Phil basically came up with, trying to sound like he knew what he was talking about when he really didn't, right? Surprise, surprise. So on the right here, as you see on the screen, I'm going to be creating a Windows install disk for myself here, because I have another video that I want to do here in probably next weekend. So we'll just be going through that as well. So let's just get started.
So boom. Phil, what's your problem, my brother? Talk to me. Take this walk with me. Take this walk with me. Why do you need two business lines, bro, for internet? Why? It's very unnecessary. It's two people in that household. I don't understand. Someone please help me understand. Help me. Because in my world, I have gigabyte internet. We have one line. We have one internet. And I am streaming. I am recording. I can do the Discord at the same time, and upstairs right now on a phone and the TV, my son and my girl are both watching. One's watching Netflix, one's watching YouTube. I'm streaming right now live on one line. Why is that not enough? Do I seem like I'm glitching up? Oh, my work won't be able to do. No, I'm fine. Why? I'm recording too. Discord is running now. Why do you need two? So and then he's talking about how he has two packages. So I figured we're just gonna jump off right into, because I think it's about 30 minutes. So we're just gonna spark it off like this. We're gonna watch and we're gonna have why Comcast mistreated Phil. Okay, we're gonna definitely break this all the way down, because I'm telling you, gang, I am very much confused on why. I'm very much confused on why this is needed, and maybe you guys can help me. Don't forget the hay prices, bro. They are rising. I read it and I'm like, oh, what's he talking? Oh, yeah, the horse. Yeah. I think it's like a status thing. Yeah, right. He's bragging. He's flexing on us because he's got 33,000 lines. Yeah, that's dope. So we're definitely going to take a look at this right now. DSP mistreated by Comcast goes full-blown Karen.
Snort.
Shout out Snort Hogan, the king, the guy, the GOAT. That's a fact.
Let's talk about what happened yesterday, okay? Because people are curious what happened. And now that the story is completed, now I can actually tell you the story. Okay? So, why did I have an interruption yesterday?
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. This is one thing that I'll never get either. He knows that people want to know what he's talking about. He does this thing where he alludes to something that's happening but won't tell you for some reason. I'll never understand. Then he'll, if you ask about it, you get kicked. If you pester about it, he'll lose his mind. My thing is why bring it up then? Don't bring it up until you can tell the whole story. Just say, I got a short stream today. Very simple. You won't give people a reason to answer or ask you. You give people a reason to ask you all the time. You do this. I'll never get it. I will never understand that. But anyway, we are. Let's go.
Also, why have I been frustrated about, things recently? Allow me to explain.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, as you guys know, I'm a full-time streamer, a full-time content creator, and that means that I need to have really, really good internet. If I don't have good internet, unlimited, upload and download and all of that at the good speeds, I would never be able to be a full-time content creator.
Not true, but keep going.
So, I have two different internet business lines.
Stupid.
Here at my house.
Thank you. Who is that man? I appreciate.
Okay, so let's debunk this here really quick. Phil does not have two internet business lines. He only has one cable line that goes into his home, and we're going to actually call Comcast here shortly. He only has one cable line that goes into his condo. He then has a residential package, and he has a business package, and we can bring that up using the DSP trips tracker for the bank leaks, right? So let's find his internet. where is it? Comcast. So he's got internet, standard line, business line. So he doesn't have two business lines, right? We know this, right? This was all debunked. And you can see how much he's paying here. He's paying $332. This goes back to March of 2020. This has also increased. It's closer now to around $400 for everything, right? And that's how it breaks it down. Now, the other thing we're going to take a look at here is his AT&T bill as well, because he pays an enormous amount for his cell service. Doesn't make any sense. He has an iPhone 6 from 2014 when he first moved to Washington. Let's just find it here really quick. Where is it, Phil? Come on. Let's just do a quick search. Oh, there it is right here. AT&T. So he pays $133 a month for his cell phone, for an iPhone 6 from 2014. Now, I am on Shaw, which is now Rogers, and Rogers has fucked everything up. Thank you, Rogers, very much for that. I pay $25 a month for unlimited talk and text and unlimited data. $25 a month. Phil is paying $133 a month. Just let that sink in.
Yes,
right.
we are growing. Gang is growing.
I have literally right here in the office,
Stupid.
right next to me. And this line is 100% for everything that I do, uploading and downloading on streams, period. That's what it's for. I literally use it for nothing else. Okay?
I'm gonna look up my I'm gonna look up mine right now because my girl had sent me, because I was wondering if we needed, when I was getting this computer, I wanted to know if it was the computer or our internet that was the problem. So she had screenshotted me our internet and see what we got that is working perfectly fine. No issues. I know she's got it. She had sent it to me. Hold on. Oh, here we go. We have 1 gig internet. Where's the speeds though? We need the speeds. We have 1 gigabyte connection up to 940/880 megabytes per second. That's what we have. I don't speak this language.
So what King Sly has is Verizon Fiber, right? Now, 1 gig isn't really 1 gig because if you have a Ethernet port that is capable of 1 gig, it's only about 940 megabits per second. So that's in computer calculation, right? Size calculation. So he'll be able to hit 940 without issue. Phil does not have that in the area. Phil doesn't have fiber. He only has coax. He doesn't have fiber available in his area. So they will limit. So when we get to the packages, we'll take a look here because we have these up here, right? We're going to actually call Comcast. We're going to talk to a Comcast rep because I know Sly tried to do it here. I've already watched this video once. And we're going to talk to them about the packages and just basically show where Phil lied.
I don't speak tech language, so I don't know if that's good or not. I know it's decent, it's good, but I don't know if that's like the best you can get or what, how it looks. All I know is
that is a very
my whole
good,
family.
Like fiber, 1 gig up, 1 gig down. I have that at my shop here where I work. There is faster connections. Like I know Shaw/Rogers, their business line can actually get up to 2 gigs per second, 2 gigabits per second. Comcast in the States actually has a 3 gigabits connection line. Phil, the max that he can get in his area is only 1.2 gigabits per second down, 35 megabits per second up. But we'll get to that shortly.
Streams at the same time. I am literally live with y'all every day. They're upstairs watching their shows on different devices. The TV's going, their phones are going, her phone's going. We're doing a $90. You have 2 people in that household. What? 2 people in that household. And your internet can't handle it. You need 2 lines, a business line. You want to be a business so bad that you'll spend extra money just to say you're a business, I think. There's no way. There's no way. Bro, Duty said all he needs is a business line. That's it. I'm on a Comcast site now. Standard is 100 mega, supports up to 7 devices. Yeah, I feel like this gigabyte connection plan that I have, it's just better than everything. I don't know what that means. Like, I don't know if that's good All I know is it works perfectly for what I needed to do. Stream. Aviga, thank you for the 3, my brother. Congrats on 3K. King, I have $3. Hey.
Bang, bang, bang,
Yeah,
bang.
it works fine with me.
Has the faster speeds.
One line.
It's got, you know, the higher capacity. It's the more expensive of the 2 lines. I have a second internet line in my house. This one is downstairs, not upstairs. That one is the wireless
Yeah, this
setting.
is just
Basically,
stupid,
what that one's
bro.
for.
This is just so dumb.
For everything else. My cell phone, connected to it. My wife's cell phone, connected to it. Our TV downstairs, wirelessly connected to it.
It's a buyer's
Game
market.
consoles and the like that are using wireless are connected to that one downstairs. So that way, this modem is solely for uploading, downloading, and playing games online. And anything else we do in this house is on the other modem. That way they don't interfere. You'll never have, oh, because my wife turned on the TV downstairs or whatever, oops, now the internet is affected and stuff like that.
Why? Why is that happening? Why is that happening with your internet? Get a different provider then, bro. Because I got Verizon. Okay, I got Verizon. I don't have Comcast. I have Verizon. Mary Sci-Fi, I know, ain't it crazy?
Now, with my connection, I have a 1.5 gigabit connection with Shaw and 150 megabits up. Okay? Now, right now, I have a movie here playing on my 120-inch screen. It's streaming through my iTunes, so I'm streaming at 4K. And I'm having no issues here. I'm setting up a new install USB key, like I said here, for Windows 11, so I can do a new video here next weekend. Now, I'm not having any issues with downloading. I'm playing King Sly's video here. I am recording right now, not using CBR, using CQP. And I'm having no issues. The reason why Phil thinks he's going to have an issue, and I showed this in the Comcast video I did many months ago, it is not recommended for you to have 2 modems on one line. Now, the reason why Phil doesn't have 2 physical lines going into his house is because it's going to be very, very expensive for them to side drill to Phil's condo. Remember, Phil's all the way in the back of Palm Court Meadows, right? In that gated community. So it's going to take an enormous amount of time and money to side drill a line to Phil's condo, right? Depending on if there's a router inside the gated community that they can go from, but more than likely they're coming from the main street outside. Having 2 modems, like I said in the prior video, unless they're bonded, right, which means you have 2 physical modems where you combine each speed for 1 speed, right? That is a thing, but he doesn't do that. Having 2 separate modems on one line causes NAT issues. And I showed that in the video where I was downloading a 4K movie, streaming a 4K movie, and on my business line, because I had 2 lines at the time too, Shaw hooked me up just for the video, and it caused issues, right? So the way Phil has it currently set up is actually bad. Now, when you have a modem / router or a gateway, or you have your own modem and your own router, they will have things called QoS packet scheduling. These will schedule devices, and you can actually go into your modem or your router's UI, depending on the quality of modem and router that you have, and you can adjust it so that your streaming has priority, your gaming has priority over, say, a movie. Now, download rates for Phil, they are not going to matter one fucking bit. It's going to be purely upload. Kat's not uploading anything. She doesn't do her streaming anymore. She's not basically doing any of that type shit. So having one package is preferable. Comcast just saw a sucker coming a mile away, right? And Phil not knowing what he should get and how he should set everything up really fucked up. And that's just the gist of it.
Gang is growing, okay? We're growing strong. We're like 300 for real, okay? We're not the biggest, but we strong out here. We are undefeated as well, okay? We have not lost a war yet.
Okay? It's been like that forever. 9 years I've lived
It's okay, X. Thank you for coming through.
here in this home.
He doesn't need it. All he needed was a Wi-Fi adapter so he can plug it into the wall. I have one in my bedroom for my smart TV for streaming service. I don't know why this dumbass needs 2 lines. Yeah, me either, bro.
Because
What they're talking about there is just an extender. Most ISPs now will provide like a little plug that you just plug into the wall. It's like an AI mesh setup, and it'll extend your Wi-Fi for you for free. I know Alt and Sam, they had a question here a couple days ago about the devices Phil was talking about. It is not Ethernet over power line. Back in 2014, that really wasn't a thing yet. It was still in its infancy, right? It was available commercially and stuff like that. It wasn't available residentially. You could get it if you knew what you were looking for. You could buy it online, no problem. The problem with those, with that is you are limited to speed and power spikes and power outages. So that would affect Phil more. So he never had any of that. He had 3 separate devices, and we'll get into that shortly.
Because that's the best way to do it. Now, here's
No, it's
the
not.
really weird thing about this.
Definitely not the best.
When I moved out here 9 years ago, all right, I
Talk
was
to me.
told by my internet company, there is no way that you can have 2 internet lines on one account.
Okay.
What? What? Why? And I've never, in the 9 years that I've been with this company, had any kind of explanation. No valid
Do
explanation.
you know they're laughing at him? They have to be laughing at them. Like every time he's calling for a problem about his other line and this line, that line. All right, Shaq, have a good one, Blair. I know you got to work. You be hustling out here, baby. I'll be in the A soon. Couple weeks, dog. We gonna link up. They gotta be laughing. Like, yo, we get this guy every month. He's paying for something he doesn't really need. This is stupid. And now he's complaining that it's 2 lines. Like, it's a business line. Have 2.
Explanation
2
was
accounts is probably gonna happen because no one really has a bunch of. I'm thinking it has to be like an office building. I think if you're working in a 20,000 square foot call center, then maybe it's needed to have 2. I would say that would probably, yeah, you would need it.
You wouldn't really go, like, if it was like a call center or something like that, they would have like a dedicated like fiber line. It wouldn't be through somebody like Comcast. It would be more of a commercial industry. Some companies will, and that's why I said, like, with bonded modems, right? Like, if you were able to take 2 modems and plug them into one. Now, we're going to find out if Phil's actually truthful about this, if you can have 2 separate lines under one account. Again, Phil, he actually does have that, Phil, because he has it split. He has a residential modem for residential internet. That's what Kat and Phil use for their phones and everything. And then he has a business modem that he just uses strictly for his streaming. That's how Phil has that set up right now. Yes, it's bad. Yes, he should just choose either residential or business and just have one line with 1.2 gigabit down, 35 megabits up, which would be perfect for him. And he wouldn't have an issue. He could stream at 12,000 kilobits per second, which is fucking ridiculous anyways. But that's what Phil should be running.
Not with you and one girl. It's not gonna clog your internet up, bro. I swear to God. Trust me.
whatsoever as to why. So I need to have multiple accounts with this company.
You don't.
In order to do that.
Oh, you mean with that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
makes
like,
no
he
sense at all.
doesn't have multiple accounts.
At all. And yes, I have to pay 2 separate internet lines. I can't just have one
Stupid.
bundled line. It's 2 separate accounts and all of that. Okay?
Stupid.
Now, for the time that I've been with this company, the way that they deal with stuff is they do bundles. 3-year bundles of service. What does that
Jasper
mean?
uses the internet,
Well, it
too.
means that if you get multiple services, you save money, and they sign you into a 3-year agreement to lock into a certain price. Once the 3-year agreement is up, you have to renegotiate with the company to get the best price.
Renegotiate the price at Comcast. So he's negotiating, is what he's saying. Okay, he's saying he's negotiating a price. Oh, you mean pick a bundle pack that's different after your thing runs out? That's what you call renegotiate? Yo, he wants to be a big business so bad, bro.
Sly's right here. Like, it's what Phil is talking about is their loyalty program. Most ISPs, if you've been with them long enough, they'll have a loyalty program. So when you come out of contract, you call them, and most likely you can get a better rate, because when you come out of contract, your rate increases, right? So your internet goes to the normal internet price, your TV goes to the normal TV price, your phone goes to the normal phone price. it's beneficial for you to not renegotiate, like I'm talking like Phil, is to contact them through their loyalty program and go, listen, I'm out of my contract. What do you have to offer? And they will have no problem signing you up for a new contract at a lower rate because they want to keep you as a customer. They don't want to lose you. There are some shitty ones up here in Canada, like TELUS and everything like that, that no longer have like a loyalty program. More than likely, I think Rogers is going to get rid of it now that they bought Shaw. I have to redo mine here shortly, so I wish I can get rid of my TV, but I can't because I look after my elderly parents. They don't know how to use apps on the TV, so I have to have cable TV. That's just it for me.
So bad. It's insanity to me how much he wants to be a real business, dog. Dynamite, how do you think of the two? What up, man? How were the woods? The woods was fire, man. The woods was dope. And, you know, I should have brought my camera and recorded a little something. I know we do the reaction thing, but maybe I should record. Maybe when I go out on trips, I'll record like a little video, see what y'all do, or see what I do. Maybe when I go to Atlanta in September, I'll do the same thing. I'll record a little something, man, so y'all can see, man. It ain't gonna be nothing crazy, but we'll see. You know what I mean? I gotta go to an event anyway, so maybe I'll film that.
Value and also,
King, thank you, appreciate it.
Also the services you need. Okay, when I
Renegotiate.
first moved in here 9 years ago, okay, things were a lot different. Back then, you couldn't even really get any of these on-demand subscription internet-based TV services. They weren't prominent 9 years ago. They were just starting. So at that point, I still had cable
Just
TV,
starting.
if you can believe it. Yeah, I still had 2 different cable lines going through my house.
Oh my God, dog. I'm telling you, Noah's Ark in the flesh right here when it comes to spending money when you don't need
One was
to.
going
I would love to go to Nolans, man. I would love to go. If they got a big event out there, I would definitely go to Nolans.
to my bedroom, and one was going
Playing the Blair Witch Project. I was sitting in the woods, dead dark, watching Saw, though, at night. By the fire, that was dope. Until it started raining, then it wasn't dope.
going to my living room downstairs, and I had cable boxes. Yes, all that old legacy tech.
Negotiating with the pizza guy, right?
Okay, so Phil didn't have 2 cable lines, right? He has 1 cable line going throughout his house, and then he has multiple coax outlets in different rooms, right? We saw this when Phil moved in, and I'm not going to bring it up here because if you want to go and look, you can see at the condo walkthrough, right? He has a PVR in his office, he has a PVR in his bedroom, and he has a PVR downstairs in the living room. That's not separate cable lines, Phil. You're on 1 cable line, and then you have multiple coax outlets in your home. God, you're so fucking stupid.
Had it all, okay? And that was my first agreement that I had with this company for 3
Legacy
years. I
tech.
had 2 internet lines, an actual home phone line, separate from like my cell phones and stuff, but a separate home phone line, plus 2 cable TV lines. So I had a lot of service coming into this house from this company. All right.
You're dumb, man.
That's really not a lot of service. And Sly is correct. Phil's just dumb. So what Phil is talking about here, we can actually bring this up. So this is the modem. This is the Aris modem that Phil currently had. He's now had this changed out for the XB8. Now, this modem, you can see here, maximum download speed of 343 megabits per second. Right? Wi-Fi speeds up to 300 megabits. This is what Phil currently had up until last Friday. So this is the back of the Aris modem. You have a USB plug, right? This is basically just used for text for firmware updating. Sometimes, most of the time now, they just push firmware to your device, right? Online. You don't have to do anything. It then had ports for telephone and it had ports for Ethernet, right? So you had up to, you can plug in 4 devices and your coax cable and your power plug. So what they would do is back then when you wanted to get what was called VoIP, that's what a lot of the cable suppliers provided, they would give you a separate modem that would be for your telephone. So we know that Phil has, here, actually, let's bring it up here. Burnell Productions, Renton. So Phil has his own phone number here for the company, right? Don't try calling it because he never ever picks up. Surprise, surprise, right? So what they would have done is they would have given him a modem for his phone, for his company. They would have given him a modem for his internet, for his business line. Then downstairs, they would also give them a modem for their home phone. and for their internet. Then each TV had 3 PVRs. This has now all changed, okay? And I'll go into that when we get to the XB8 modem part, because now you basically just have the modem. Everything plugs into there for your home phone, for your internet, and then you have Chromecast boxes, basically. And we'll get into that here.
What's happened is,
I've never seen something
over
so
the
stupid.
last 9 years, I have phased out a lot of these services. First of all, the first thing to go, the TVs are not needed. The cable TV is so expensive. I'm not kidding. When I got rid of
I don't have cable either. I'm gonna be. We don't have cable. We just have mad apps that probably equals to what cable would equal to. But yeah, we don't have cable either.
I was paying like $80 to $90 a month for it. What the holy hell do they think they're doing? $90 a month for cable TV? You can get like 4 different subscription services over the internet for the price of the cable TV. That's
Or you can get gigabyte internet for the $90. Yeah, and you would X out the business plan just like us. Unless Verizon doesn't reach to Washington, is there no? Maybe there's no Verizon in Washington. Maybe I'm tripping because.
Actually, let's look that up. I know I've looked this up in the past. There's like about 15 service providers. Top 8, top 10 best. Okay, here we go. Washington 2023. So you have CenturyLink, you have Xfinity, Viasat, HughesNet, Earthlink Dish, DirecTV. So it doesn't look like he has Verizon in Renton, but he has there's like 15 of them in total, I think, that Phil can use that offer, like Earthlink offers 1 gigabit, CenturyLink, Xfinity offers that. Dish, I wouldn't really go with the satellite connection. They have gotten a lot better over the years, but I still wouldn't do that.
I could have swore when I saw the map, there was red all over the map in the United States. It was red all over. And I swear to God, on the West Coast, they had Verizon. They got to. My sister-in-law's on Verizon. She's in the West Coast. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's insane. Why would I do the cable TV, right? That's just insane.
Dak, that's a fact. Cable TV's dead. That's dead.
So
That's
that
dead,
was the
dog.
first thing that I cut. I was like, that is a huge waste of
Oh, it hit different. Trust me.
money, and I cut that right out of there. Over the years, I tried my best to phase
Because it's here in D.C. Yeah, I'm telling you, I seen it everywhere.
things in and out. One of the things that was always really silly was the way that this house was set up, because when 9 years ago when I moved into this house, I was told, oh,
Yep, GBIC, we're going to cover it right after this, dog. I got it queued up, and I got the Discord, the Discord that he doesn't have, right?
well, for you to have all this service in your house isn't equipped for it. So we need we have to install all this extra equipment to get your house to work with all this equipment. But the thing is, over the years, I've been phasing out all the service.
So you can tell that Phil's lying there, okay? Now, back in 2014, they really didn't have things that would actually, if you've fallen for it in the past, like those things that clean up your signal or anything like that, that hasn't existed in, like, maybe since the early 2000s. I remember we used to have line filters when I used to do cable internet installs. We used to have line filters. We would test the line, we would test connectivity, and then we would put a filter on if there was an issue, right? That doesn't exist anymore. The modem all does that at that point, okay? Phil never had any of these devices. Basically, what he's describing is the PVR, the modem, and the modem for the phone. He can't differentiate what those devices were, and that's why he's talking out of his ass so much.
Only, real service I need in this house right now is the 2 internet lines. That's it, okay? So why am I telling you all of this?
No,
well,
you don't.
Because this is my 9th year in this house, and so I was starting up, essentially, a new contract with my internet company. So I had to call.
Dog, he's talking like he's a free agent signing to a team, bro. Here we go. Another ugly face for a thumbneasy. Yep. Let's just get this right here. Oh my God, that's a fat looking face right there. Oh yeah, yeah. Look at the jowls jowling right there. Yep. Click, blonk, skleet. All right, let's continue.
Well, I take that back. I could have called, but I decided to do
Wow,
chat.
that was bad.
I did the online chat where you just go connect with an agent.
Tony.
And basically, this was about, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, where it was my day off. And here's the thing, because you guys might say, Phil, why don't you do this kind of stuff on your days when you're working? All right? I'm going to tell you exactly why. All right? So it was my day off. And my wife is getting ready for us to go out for the day. So I said, all right, I got a little bit of time. She's getting ready. She's putting on her makeup and all of that. It's going to take a while. Let me go into the office and let me try to set up the renewal of all the contracts and all of that for the
Renegotiate. Renewal is a lot different than renegotiate, Phil. I know you want to pretend to be a businessman, my brother, but renegotiate and renewal, two different words, my brother. Don't keep throwing these words around like we don't know what that means, okay?
Agreed, Sly.
Because you don't renegotiate a contract when you're renewing one. That means you're renewing. So you're taking the same one that is expired and saying, yep, I want to continue this. A renegotiation would mean you've already negotiated a price, not for that set time, and now that time is up, so now you go back and haggle. That's not the same as renewal. Sorry, bro. I know you speak to dumb people all day, but they not over here. Sorry, yeah. Not over here. Sorry, player.
the next 3 years. Let me do it. So I go into, you know, the chat.
DG, I'm back, baby.
And I'm talking with this agent, okay? And every time I do this, I get told different
Right,
things.
so
Oh, the
Martyr.
service is improved. You can get this better one. You could do this. You could do this. They try to upsell you. Oh, well, you bundle this in with this and this. No, I like my things how they are. I'm going to keep it how they are. But what if you bundle a nice lean-in manual?
So there, Phil's admitting that he's keeping it how it is. So again, Phil hasn't changed his internet out for his business line since he moved in. So confirmation there, Phil is still on 300 megabits down, 10 megabits up. His internet is trash, right? It's not enough to stream at 1080p while playing games. He just can't do it. He does, however, state that he upgrades his phone line or his home line here. He increases the speed there because that one was probably like, my guess was that was like 150 megabits up, 5 down. That's what I was thinking it was.
Bundle this. No. I just told you. I don't want that. They try to upsell the shit out of you because they make a lot of money doing that, okay? If they bundle all their stuff together, they make an insane amount of commission trying to upsell you.
It's always money with this dude. Yes, Phil. The sales team at your internet provider is definitely going to make a commission. Yes, the sales team is going to make a commission when you get bundles. Yep, just like in a car, just like anywhere where there's a sales team. Yep. I saw that, DG. We're going to take a look at that. Oh, don't be afraid, man. I go every year, man.
So, I shit you not.
Well, Moses, pick up, baby.
On my day off 2 weeks ago, it took me almost 2 hours.
And why, you may ask? Why 2 hours on the phone? Really? Well, no, because he wasn't on the phone. Because oh boy. Yeah, that's a good one. Whew. Ooh-wee. They're just flying down. They're really coming down the pipeline today, ain't they?
I love when everybody clips
Good
these.
Gallo. Because normal people talk on the phone, but this idiot decided to do the chat. Oh, I'm going to type at him because he's so afraid of talking on the phone. You saw it with John Rambo. He couldn't talk on the phone with them. He had a text. Keemstar couldn't talk on the phone. This face right here. Oh, that better not be the. Oh my God. You know what this is? That's the face from The Ring. When Samara gets you, and this is how they find you.
I'm not exaggerating. 2 fucking hours in a chat to work with an agent or customer service rep.
Now, this is Phil's fault, right? Now, Phil has let's go here, offers for business. If Phil would have called this number, because remember, he has a business account, right? We're going to call this here shortly because we're going to pretend that we're moving to Renton, Washington, and we want to set up our internet. I've already preloaded Phil's business address, right? Again, this is Brunel Productions, right? This is free to use on Google. You search for Brunel Productions. He's registered his company publicly. The food gave me gout. Great place to bring your horse to get stabled. Extremely unprofessional, avoid at all costs. This is Phil's company here within Renton, Washington. So Phil should have just called this number. There's no reason to use chat. None whatsoever. Don't use chat, right? And he could have called this and he probably could have got on with somebody immediately. And we're going to do this here shortly.
To renegotiate my contracts.
There he goes again. The word, renegotiate.
to get into new 3-year agreements, to sign those agreements, and to get everything set up. 2 fucking hours. One of the things that really sucks about using the chat, the good news is when you use a chat, a lot of times you don't have to wait. If I called on the phone, every time I've ever called this company, I'm waiting 45 minutes before I speak with a human. Okay?
45 minutes,
it's always been like that.
45 minutes, eh? Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's put this to the test. Oh, it's too late. It's probably closed. Customer service. Let's see. See how long it's going to take. Because he said it's going to take how long, he said? 45 minutes? Let's see how long it's going to take me to get in touch with somebody. We're going to do this live, man. We're going to do this live right now. Hold up.
But if I get in the chat, I can usually talk to them right away. But here's the catch. When you're in a chat, you type them something, they can take 10 minutes to respond. What the fuck are you doing? You going taking a dump? You picking your ass? You talking to your friends there in the office? Why?
But that's your fault, Phil. You're the one that chose to use chat when you could have just called the business line. Again. That's why you pay for your business line, Phil. You pay for the support package. That way you're not waiting on hold when you call for residential service. You end up getting somebody immediately. That is the point of business internet. You don't get better speeds. You don't get more reliable connections. You just pay for support, and that is it.
Why aren't you answering me? But they take their sweet time. There's nothing you can do about it.
Let's see. We're going to see.
Hi, thank you for calling Xfinity. This call may be monitored or recorded. For more information about our privacy practices, visit us at xfinity.com/privacy. Para español, marque 9 o diga español. Enter or say the zip code where you have or want service. Sorry, I didn't find an account based on your zip code. Let's try this. I'll need a phone number or account number to look you up.
New service.
Sorry, Comcast service isn't available in that area.
Oh, I can't get it. Wah, wah, wah. Elf.
No, sorry, I got you here. Okay, so Brunel Productions. We want the Comcast Business 1-800 number.
Thank you for calling Comcast Business. This call may be monitored or recorded. For more information about our privacy practices, visit us at xfinity.com/privacy. Enter or say the zip code where you have or want service.
Use the 98055.
Sorry, I didn't find an account based on your zip code. Let's try this. I'll need a phone number or account number to look you up. Which would you like to use? Or if you're calling to sign up for new service, say new customer.
New customer.
Would a new account be for a business?
Yes.
Calling Campus District. This is Clayton Ramirez. How can I assist you?
Hi, my name's John Kimball, and I'm going to be moving into Renton, Washington at a code 98055. And I'm looking to get 2 internet lines, or actually I need 2 modems. I have a business, and I also run it out of my home.
Okay. This would be a new account for a different address, right?
Yes, I currently live in Florida, and I'm moving to Renton, Washington.
set up an appointment or call back for our product specialist to write people that will process your request and discuss how it will be done. So for this one, may I know how many employees do you have
It's just myself. I run an internet content creation and live streaming service company.
for that? And this is for one location only, right?
Yes. John Kimball.
DEL?
Yes. LE. Sorry. Excuse me? What are you asking for? Sorry, I didn't. BLE. There is no business name. I just have it underneath my. I'm just under. What is this? Sole proprietorship. Yes. Right now, I'm just looking to move into. It's called Palm Court Meadows. I don't have the address on me. I'm going to see the condo here this week. My current address here is.
When we hit the 250th Street for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
This one's for all my baby girls. And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Well, do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. They're completely washed. The hands are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing
You
again
have no respect.
because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right. The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive. Like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha. Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right. Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me
Okay, so unfortunately there I had to mute it there for a bit because I had to give some personal information that I didn't want to give out. Unfortunately, I can't speak to a tech right now because they are apparently closed on the weekend. So much for 24/7 support. But as you can see, I actually got a hold of a customer agent right away by calling the business line. Now that's just the sales support. Technical support is open 24/7. So we can actually look up. Let's go ahead and let's start looking up some of the packages that Phil has available in his area. So I've entered in Phil's business address, right? Like I said, Bernal Productions. Perfectly reasonable. We could do that online. So Phil has connections up to 1.25 gigabit within his location. Now, again, this is a business line. You're going to be paying more because of the support package that you pay for. Oh, just give me a second here.
Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life.
Okay, so Phil can get up to 1.25 gigabits per second, which is $334.99 a month, right? Now, this is under a 3-year contract. You can change this, right? 2-year contract. Let's see if it changes the price. It'll probably go up, if anything. Yeah, went up by $10 a month. Okay, so whatever, right? Now, in Canada, we don't have 3-year contracts. We only have 2, right? That's the maximum that we can do. So Phil will allude to this here right away. Now, we also want to choose just internet. We don't want to do TV or anything else because Phil doesn't need that. It's a waste of fucking money for Phil. So it only comes down by $10 a month, right? So again, it's still really expensive. Now, again, don't go through this, right? Like where it says like up to 250 megabits download support, right? This is all their marketing BS that they like to put on there, right? You could use some costs and details on this line here. So it gets you 1.25 gigabit download. I believe it's a 35 megabit upload. Yes, so his upload is only 35 megabits. That is extremely, extremely low for that service. Like I've got 1.5 gig down, 150 megabits up. You don't really need a lot of upload space or upload speed for what you're doing. Like I know fiber, like with King Sly here, he's got 1 gig up, 1 gig down, right? That's awesome, right? But that's because that's what fiber is capable of. Coax is capable of 40 gigabits down, 4 gigabits up. That's what coax is capable of doing. So they can do a lot more. This is extremely low. Like even if you wanted to stream 4K, you couldn't, right? Because 4K YouTube recommends 51 megabits per second. Right, which is 51,000. That's what they recommend for 4K HDR streaming. Now that's under software encoding. We'll discuss that all in a different video. So that gets really, really. This is really low, right? Phil still wouldn't be able to do 4K streaming or anything like that. 1080p would be fine, right? There may be some hiccups depending on the games that he's playing, but it'll be okay. Then you get the Connect Pro, right? So remember what happened like a couple months ago where Phil's internet went down for a day and Phil completely freaked out? They offer the automatic 4G LTE backup. It is not extremely fast. I believe it's only like 15 megabits down, 9 megabits up or something like that. So it is really low. But it's just for businesses so they could have things like their e-commerce. So like their Visa machines, their debit machines, everything like that works, right? They're not counting on people like Phil that... Well, I can't even call it a business because Bernal Productions isn't a business to me. They're not counting on that for streaming services. This is just to make you money. And unfortunately, a streaming service, yes, people do make money off streaming, but this is more geared towards companies like your mom and pop shops, brick and mortar stores. Right? And you get Comcast Security Edge, Comcast Business Equipment, right? So you get a specialized modem, router, switch. This actually doubles as like a security device. We used to have this in our old shop until we moved. We got rid of it because we don't really do much e-commerce. Everything is done separately. Now, this is the residential packages in Phil's neighborhood. So here we see right away, internet, 1200 megabits down, so 1.2 gigabits down, 35 megabit up for $80 a month. Okay? Now, in my past video, I showed you guys that I could play my game, I could do my download, stream a movie and it won't affect my internet. And I'll have that video linked in the description. So you know that Cat could be downstairs watching a movie while Phil's upstairs doing his little show for the little dents that he does his videos for. Now, his upload is going to matter, right? Cat's not going to be uploading, so it's not going to matter for his stream quality. 1200 megabits? Shit, you're never going to hit that on a game, Phil. Right? Cat's not going to get that in a movie. She's going to be downloading maybe maximum 25 megabits per second for a 4K streaming movie, depending on compression and the service used. Right? It's not going to interrupt your fucking internet, Phil. You have more problems running 2 modems on one line than you will running one modem that services your entire household. Okay, you're an idiot, and Comcast knows you're an idiot, and that's why they're charging you. Now, this is where another thing that we talked about here earlier about Phil's AT&T cell phone service. Phil can add, right? So we're going to choose internet, right? Now we're going to add cell phone service. Well, it's probably because it didn't refresh Phil's page here for the address. Okay, so we're going to add 1200. We're going to add mobile service. What do we want to add? We're bringing our own device too, so we don't have to worry about that. Because he's still going to use that shitty fucking... What should we choose for Phil? What should we choose? Should we just go with unlimited intro? Right? And I think that's all we need, right? Your own device. I don't want to enter this, and I don't think I can go any further now, can I?
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock.
Just error out.
That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, okay, so let's say one line, $45 a month. So right away, we're at $80 a month for his internet, 1.2 gigabits down, 35 megabits up, and $45 a month for his cell phone service. So that's $125 a month compared to the almost 400, more than that, because I'm not including it. So let's do this right now. Okay, so let's do calc. So Phil is paying, where's his Comcast? We know he's paying for AT&T, he's paying $133.21. Plus, we're going to increase this by 6% as well because year-over-year increase. Come on, Comcast, where are you? Comcast, so $130.25 plus $212.21 equals times 1.06% increase for year over year. So technically Phil was paying about $504.21 for 2 internet lines and his cell phone line. Now Phil could be paying $80 for internet, $45 for a cell phone line, $125 a month. So Phil is saving a massive amount of money if he does this, but he didn't do that. So let's continue.
For me, L for me. Oh man! All right,
L for me too, Sly. I couldn't get a hold. Well, I got a hold of a rep right away by calling the business line, but unfortunately, to talk to somebody moving to Seattle from Florida, you know, I guess they don't care.
I can get in touch
You
with
just
them.
gotta wait for the response, right?
Arkham edits. Oh, you the bull. Oh, that's not it. Where's the bomb? Oh, you're the bull. Yo, are you in the Discord, Arkham? Do you have a Discord? Because I would love to talk to you when we get to that point. I don't know if you talk. If not, we could just do like this.
It's not like on the phone we're like,
but you should have came later, man. Pause. That sounded crazy. Because I want to chop it up with you, son.
Hello, are you there? Hello, I'm right here. Why aren't you talking to me? Right? So, yeah, like, I'm not kidding. 2 hours. Now, the good news is I renewed both internet lines for 3 years. One of my internet lines for free is getting an upgrade to be faster. It doesn't even, I mean, it's just standard now that you would have this faster speed. So I get it.
If this was his business line that he was upgrading, I know I talked about this earlier, he would be bragging like you wouldn't believe. So he's upgrading his home line. So his home line now is probably just as fast as his business line, which is still slow as fuck.
It for nothing. Like, I'm not paying any extra for it. And in fact, after the renegotiations, okay, my actual price on the internet is going down for the first year.
Arkham, how you doing, player? Yeah, that sounded wild. Didn't it, Hood? That was sick one.
And then year 3, it goes to basically what I'm paying now anyway. So basically...
So by year 3, he's going to be paying that $504 again. Right? Is that what we said it was? Yeah, $504 he's going to be paying by year 3, right? But right now, he could have been paying $125 forever. That was going to be his price forever, $125. But yet he's paying $504, including his cell phone service, which is just fucking wild that he pays fucking $133 for an iPhone 6 service. Like that, he's paid off that phone, and he's still paying $133. Just fucking think about that.
With this renegotiation, a lot of stuff is decreasing in price. That's great. I'm going to save some money for a couple of years, right? Sounds good. But a couple things. One of the things is they're going to basically come out and uninstall a lot of the old shit that I don't use.
Oh, okay, Arkham. Well, if you're around past this, if you want to come back through, I would love to talk to you when it gets to the time right, man. I would love to talk to you.
Anymore. That it's just kind of sitting around. Old wires, old splitters, all kinds of old equipment and shit needs to be removed from the house, okay? So basically what they say is they want to have a tech come out to uninstall.
Why don't you stay still, player?
The junk, to check on the equipment, possibly upgrade the existing equipment if possible.
Okay, so what Phil's talking about here about upgrading the equipment is they do have a new modem now available to their cable modem suppliers. So what it is it's the XB8 modem, this modem right here, right? This is the old modem, this was the step up, and now this is the one they have here. Now, the XB8 modem offers Wi-Fi 6E, so you have your 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, so it's tri-band, right? You have 2.4, 5 gigahertz, and then a 6 gigahertz band. The next step will be to Wi-Fi 7, which should be out by the end of the year, I believe. I think that's what Intel is pushing for. And then you'll just have faster speed. I think it's quad band. There's no 7 gigahertz band. It's just a dual 6 gigahertz band on a wider 320 megabit channel. So the modem itself, the XB8, let's bring it up here. So the XB8 modems, they support everything from like telephone. You have 2 telephone, you have 1 gigabit LAN, 1 gigabit LAN, 1 gigabit LAN, and then 2.5 gigabit LAN. That's denoted by the red line. So if you have a PC and you're wondering why your internet is slower, like you're doing an internet speed test and it's not hitting 2.5 gigabit, say you have a 1.2 gigabit LAN from Xfinity, right? You would want to wire in through this here. You will be able to hit it on Wi-Fi depending on the Wi-Fi that you have. Wi-Fi 6 or higher, you're going to be able to hit 1.2 gigahertz, no problem. That's not going to be an issue. So this is all they would give Phil, right? So he would have one modem upstairs, one modem downstairs, and that would be it. Now, realistically, if I were Phil, you would just have one modem, period, and it would support the entire house, right? You can probably get an AI mesh set up for this and everything, right? This thing right here, this is your AI mesh, your little bobble or whatever, that plugs into an outlet, whatever, downstairs and extends your internet, right? Now, this is what they've given Phil. So he's got the XB8T is the new modem. So you got your 2 phone lines, and then you have your Ethernet lines. Coax, power, USB-C, right? Now this USB-C is actually used for power as well, instead of this. So I don't know why they have that. I think they should just have this to USB-C or whatever. That would have been fine. Just a complete waste for the tech. So these are the modems that Phil is getting installed, or Phil now has installed.
and to run the new software settings or whatever so I get the better speed. And I was like, so someone really has to come out here to do that? They're like, yes. All right, fine. Let's do it. So I wanted to do it as soon as possible, and the soonest I could have got them out here was yesterday, okay? Now, keep in mind, this was almost 2 weeks ago when I scheduled all of this. The earliest day they could get someone come out here was yesterday, all right? So I knew that I was going to have an interruption during the stream, and there was nothing I could do about it, all right? And I was assured it wouldn't be a large interruption. Oh, this will take like 20 minutes is what they say. All right, whatever you say. I know that's bullshit, but whatever you say.
Why you gotta do? Maybe they know their job. Oh my God, y'all, I'm telling you, man. You can't question him about his job, but he can surely question you about yours, man.
Yeah, almost every informed, not only
100% correct. Sly there, right? Like, Phil's a hypocrite, right? He'll question your job, but you can't question his, right? And instead, you're met with an immediate ban. Now, Phil could have done all this by himself. This is what I'm doing, right? After I'm tongue-tied there. After I'm done doing this video, I have to contact Shaw/Rogers because I want to go over my contract because I'm up, right? They have to grandfather in my phone setup for 5 years, my cell phone service, because they have to honor what Shaw had previously had for me. But I want to change up all my hardware in my home. Now, like I stated earlier, with the XB8 modem, these are considered gateway modems, and they will do everything for you. They'll do your phone, they'll do your internet, and they will do your cable TV. Now, how these operate through cable TV is they're just little Chrome boxes. You see one right here, right? This plugs into your TV. It is done through Wi-Fi now. The cable, internet, or the cable TV itself is done through Wi-Fi. There is no coax cable that plugs into this device here. Okay? This all happens through the modem. This sucks, in my opinion, but again, if I had my choice, I would not have cable TV at all. I would just have internet. I would really love to use my own modem, like purchase like a Netgear. Where is it? No, I've been over this before. Netgear modems. Right? I would like to have something like this. This would be my dream setup. This one here, the Nighthawk CM2000, right? Capable of 2.5 gigabit internet. Doesn't have any Wi-Fi capability whatsoever. Perfect. That's exactly what I want, right? All it has is one out. It's got your coax in, your power, right? Then I would do this. ASUS network routers. Actually, I think this is the new one, right? This is your new Wi-Fi 7 router from ASUS. This is what I would have on my for my Wi-Fi. So my modem would plug directly into this, and then it would go give me Wi-Fi access, right? Actually, they don't have any tech specs out yet for it. This is just the product page. Yeah. Because this isn't technically available yet. They're just advertising it. So this is like, it's got dual 10 gigabit ports on it, right? And 4 2.5 gigabit ports. Thank you. Finally, we get rid of the 1 gigabit Ethernet ports. Like, it should have been done ages ago. So this would be my modem. Now, unfortunately, in Canada, I cannot do this, okay? None of the ISPs allow us to use our own modems. But you guys in the States, you actually have this. So this would be your best setup. You have this modem here, or this router, this ASUS router. It doesn't really matter, right? This is going to be massively expensive, too. Like, I guarantee this router is going to be over $1,000. But you do it with the Nighthawk modem, and then get whatever router you want, right? Because it's going to be better than the XB8 that they provide, right? Because the XB8, they're going to be locked down. You can't do hardware VPN. There's not going to be a hardware firewall. It's just going to be your modem, right? It just gives you internet access. This is the best setup. Oh, it's finished here, so let's get this started. Sign, exit. So this is what you should have, right? This is what this would be my dream setup. The Nighthawk with the ASUS router. That would be wicked, right? Because I can control everything. Phil actually could do this because he doesn't have cable TV, right? If you have cable TV, you can't do this. They will not allow it. You have to have their XP8 modem because it's compatible with their gateway devices.
Only on what he was here to do, but on new products and all. We had great conversations that basically in the next few years, I may actually be able to get rid of the 2 internet lines. Right now,
Holy, your household is split. You have 2 brothers, and one of them's a troll and one of them's a dent. Oh my God, Lord. That house is in turmoil.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
So what happens?
So
What?
Arkham-
There's no
Arkham
way that
edits.
can play on the TV. God,
now
Lord.
it probably still wouldn't make sense, but in the next few years, I may be able to get rid of one of these 2 internet lines. Only get
Big
one that's like
slut.
the highest capacity, and it should be enough to handle
Yeah.
everything.
You can do that
Plus,
now,
apparently-
Phil. You can do that now. We showed that, okay? We showed that here. Right? Or right here, whatever. Actually, that's correct. No, we were right. We were right. Right here. Phil, you can do that now. I do this now. I have 1 internet line. That's it. Right? 1.5 there. See? Now my Windows 11 install is done. And we're ready for next week's video. Perfect. Look at that. Okay, so Phil, you can do that now. Okay? You can get a 1.25 gigabit connection with 35 megabits up, and you will be Gucci. You will not have a problem with this, Phil. You can stream. You can cut your internet back, right? You can do it with the residential line. You don't need the business line. Business line, you want to pay for the support, fine. Go ahead, do it. You can also combine your cell phone service with this as well because Comcast, like I've shown, offers now mobility service. Phil doesn't leave the city, so it's not going to be a fucking problem. This is what you should have, Phil. You should have 1 internet line with yours and Kat's cell phones on it because it's going to cut down on your costs. You're going to save massive. You think you're saving now, Phil? If you would have done this first, you would be saving massive. You could do so many more Hogan pulls. The DoorDash would be, the gin would just be flowing like the rivers of ancient Babylon, Phil. Like you would just be, you thought you were an alcoholic back then. Well, you still are, but you'd be even more of an alcoholic now.
Y'all going through it in that house, man. Yeah, now the trolls overran. One's a dent, one's a troll.
They're going to be doing infrastructure upgrades and things. And when they do that, I might be good to go forever. Like, I won't have to worry about all this nonsense ever again. Okay? So that was good news. Okay? Now, did he do any hardware upgrades whatsoever? You ready for this one? No. He literally didn't upgrade anything. He didn't have to upgrade my modem in the office. He didn't have to upgrade the modem downstairs. I kept all the same equipment.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, I didn't remember this part. So he doesn't have the XB8 modem at all. So he's still on the fucking... Oh my god. Oh my god. So he has those 2 Aris modems. Where is it? Where is it? Holy shit. So 100% confirmed. Phil is using the Aris modem downstairs. Okay? This is the modem he has downstairs. This is the modem he has upstairs. You can see this in the office pictures and videos that he's done, even recently. This is still the same modem that Phil is using. That means he cannot exceed 343 megabits down. More than likely 300. So he's maxed. He's maxed those modems. So me explaining the XB8 modem for Phil was just completely... Oh my god. Well, at least it helps out you guys, right? At least I'm able to help you guys to understand how this is operating. So Phil didn't upgrade anything. Like, holy shit. Phil, you could have got a new XB8 modem. Would have been DOCSIS 3.1 compatible. You would have had QoS packet scheduling properly. You would have had better Wi-Fi support. But you didn't do it. And I'm going to guarantee you, it's because Phil requested it. He'll never admit it, but he requested not to have the devices updated.
Yeah, you were just renewing your... You were just
I know, Sly. I
renewing
feel
your
the same. I
service.
just want to fucking punch.
Of course, they're not gonna pull
punch
it out,
Phil's
yank it out of the
stupid
wall, and
smug
give you the
face right
same
now.
thing again, brother. That's why it's called renewal, son. When you renew your service with your,
When I renew my service here, when I redo my loyalty, when I go through the,
and he laughs.
So why did he have to come out?
when I do redo my loyalty program here, when I'm done the video, I'm requesting all new hardware. I want the new modem. I want the new gateway devices so my parents have TV access. I don't care downstairs. I don't watch cable TV at all. I just stream shit. But for my parents, I'm going to get that. I'm probably going to get rid of my home phone finally because we all have our cell phones through Shaw, which is perfect. So that's the route I'm going to go. But I'm definitely requesting new hardware. But I'm just going to have it mailed to me and I'm going to plug it in myself because I'm not an idiot like Phil.
Well, there was 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because with this new package that I got something new that literally the customer service rep didn't even tell me I was getting.
Yeah, that's the
Okay?
Arthur, John. Whenever you, that's the Arthur. Make me want to snuff you. You're lucky there's an officer of the law monitoring, okay? Or you'll get one of the Arthurs.
What I received is a totally new piece of equipment. It's weird because I don't know if I'm ever going to utilize this, okay? Here's what it is. It is a
Oh my God. Yo, Snort, this is my channel. Okay, I'll subscribe, brother. I am. This is my premium is subscribed to everybody. This one I'm not usually on. Okay? The Cotton 4K. I didn't.
back.
Subscribe to all of them on my other one. When it has the U up here, you'll see subscribed. I don't subscribe to anything on here because I don't really use it.
Up device. Okay? What does that mean?
Phil, hold on. Okay, I'm going to let Phil
that
explain
for
this.
some reason, if my internet goes down,
Like a month ago.
all right, I have a device that I can plug in my PC into it. And instead of using the internet lines like I use...
You're the first one that pointed it out, Snort, because like most of the people I watch on this one, never. I'm not subscribed to any of them.
Now,
except I think I am subscribed to Duty. That might be the only one because I do see his when I log in. But
now, it's a cellular phone internet service device.
It is not a cellular phone. So Phil's already screwed this all up. So it's not a cellular phone internet device. It's a 4G LTE backup. It operates off of mobile service, right? Because Comcast offers mobile support now with their cell phones. So all this device does is it basically connects to a cell tower and it gives you internet access. It is not meant for streaming. Now remember, when a month ago when Phil lost his internet for that day and he freaked out and people told him about the 4G, he said it never existed. He doesn't know what they're talking about. People are lying, blah, blah, blah. They've had this all along. But again, because Phil, they didn't have this back in 2014. This is more of a, we got ours in our old shop because we're in a new shop now. We got ours in an old shop in 2018. 2017, 2018, we had a 4G LTE backup. So when our internet would go down, we would plug in. But the thing is, if you're having a power outage, it won't affect your internet line. And if you're on a UPS, which I am, everything's on a UPS, even at my shop and everything. Even when we lost power, we still had internet access. It never, nothing went down. Everything was backed up on battery power. So, and I know Phil has it, but he doesn't have every single device. I think it's only his PC that's attached to it, nothing else.
That will connect to the satellites that the cell phone services use and give me temporary internet. Now, is it good internet?
Satellites that the cell phone service use. I don't know about you guys, but my cell phone doesn't connect to satellites. My cell phone connects to cell towers. If Phil thinks his phone connects to a satellite, well, technically yes, because it would go from a cell tower to a satellite, etc., etc. Fucking pig logic.
No, it's 4G quality internet. It's outdated.
So everything you have is just trash. So that's what you're saying. Okay, bet.
And in fact, the guy outright admitted to me, he's like, this is not fast enough to do anything you're doing. He's like, you're not going to be able to be streaming. He's like, if you try, it might work. It'll be choppy. He's like, it's not going to be good. This is for basic internet use. If basically your internet goes out, you'll have a means to connect to the internet.
It's very interactive what he's been doing right here.
It's like this huge thing. It almost looks like a modem in itself with a giant antenna thing on it. So it's way more powerful than, say, this. This is what I do. My internet goes out. I try to connect with this to the internet via satellite, and I'll post up on, like, Twitter or my channel page, hey guys, the internet's out. I'll let you know when it's back. So this is like an over-glorified, way more powerful version of this, basically. All right?
He can't even show you all the screen like that. He is that afraid to do this. Like, he's real tuckish and squeamish when it comes to
outright
this,
said,
man.
you are not going to be able to do your normal work. It's not going to work. It's not that fast. It's meant as an emergency backup. Let's say a business had a point of sale system where they check out customers and their internet goes down. This is a temporary way to keep running transactions, basically. But that's it. That's what it's for. And I said, so does this cost me anything extra? He's like, no, this is part of your package. So whatever you signed up for, this is what you got. It's your backup. But he goes, literally.
He's got 2 phones, one for the pole and one for the horse.
You can never use it. You don't have to. It's right over there on the floor, okay? He says you can plug it in. It has a battery backup that lasts about 12 hours, so even if your power goes out, it still runs.
I didn't know that, Arkham, at all. I had no clue.
So you'll still have internet for 12 hours, even if your
Oh, I do know. I have that. Yes, I do. That's up there. That's up next too.
Power goes out. But he's like,
yes, I do, because he thought he was talking to someone written. It was
yeah. It's all it is. I was like, so why would I want this? He's like, for you, you don't want it. He's like, another business that has, again, sales transactions, that's why they would want it. He's like, you have no reason to have this. So essentially, I got this piece. I was never told by the sales rep I was getting this. I didn't even see that in my contract, but I got it.
Definitely not Kevin Gates. That dude's a freak and needs to be locked in a cage.
And so I just have this thing that I have here, sitting around that I don't know if I'll ever get any use out of at all.
He's talking about his Frank, ladies and gentlemen. He's got this thing just sitting here. Yep. He doesn't think it's going to get any use, man, unless he starts up a stream. Then that's the only time.
See, these devices have existed forever, right? Like, you can go on Amazon and buy these devices. Like, this isn't some, like, new super duper special fucking thing that Phil thinks it is, right? Like on my 4G, I think I can get like, let me do a speed test right now on my phone. Disable Wi-Fi. Speed test.net. Let's see what I hit. Let's see what I hit on mine. Okay. So I'm doing my speed test right now, and I am hitting... Hold on, because I'm getting in the wrong location. Connect to Edmonton. Okay, so under Edmonton, I'm hitting 800 down, and my upload is 49, 50, 51, 49. So around 50, right? That's perfectly viable for doing my streams. Like, it's not going to affect the speed whatsoever.
Isn't that nice, right? So, okay. So he's like, that was one of the main reasons he showed up. That was actually the primary reason why he was sent to the house. Okay? And I was like, so what would have been the other reason? Because everything they told me was that you're doing equipment upgrades. He goes, we're doing no equipment upgrades at all. All I'm going to do is restart your modems with new software. We're going to push a software update out, and you'll get better speeds.
Okay, so I know Phil's lying here because it wouldn't be a software update, it would be a firmware update, right? And Phil could have done this himself, just power cycling the modem would have done it, right? How difficult is it to unplug the power from the back of your modem, wait 1 minute, plug it back in, and a firmware update hits? This is why I say that Phil requested to not have anything updated. He didn't want to have anything upgraded. He should have. He should have, because he would have been on a new DOCSIS 3.1 modem, and he would have had better Wi-Fi, but he chose not to. Phil's line here, because you can see he's looking all over, his hands are flying all over the place. That's one of Phil's tells, right? You know how Cyrax closes his eyes, right? When Cyrax is lying, he closes his eyes and he looks down. That's Cyrax's tell, right? Boogie always gets nervous twitch, right? Phil, he looks up and down, and he gets all anxious and everything, and he starts flailing his arms. That's when you know Phil's lying. Plus a little laugh.
But outside of that, everything's the same. And he even admitted, he's like,
why is his ears wiggle like that? Like they just be going rogue on
this
him.
could be done from the office. No one had to come out here to do this. The reason that they had me come out here today was money. He goes, that sales rep made a commission. When he made this appointment today, he made his commission. He says, of course, I get paid for being here. So I'm happy I'm here.
They don't make commission anymore. We used to back in the late 90s, early 2000s. We were paid based on the calls that we did during the day. Now they do everything in-house, because back then everybody was contracted to do the cable installs. That's what Shaw used to do. Then Shaw brought everything in-house. You were a Shaw employee, right? You had to give up your contractor's license. You ended up as a Shaw employee. A lot of the contractors didn't do that because we were going to lose money. So they don't get paid per call that they do. That's gone by years ago. They don't make commission on this. They're not selling you anything, Phil. You've already contacted. They're coming out to do this for you. You could have done this all on your own because you're an idiot, right? And this would have taken like 5 seconds to do. But we're going to see what happens here, because Phil's going to get really, really angry right away.
Now the reps are coming out there bragging about how, oh my God, talking about their money, dog. The reps coming out are talking about how much money they're getting. That's what he's saying right now. That the rep was telling him that.
But he even said to me, he's like, is there something I can do to help you? Because I'm out here. And I said, well, you know what? I have all this legacy equipment out here, and I would like to see if we can get rid of a lot of it.
Did you rock like that too? I got a lot of legacy equipment out here. Guy's like, all right, stay still. They're tired.
So he basically, what he did is he went through my house and he looked at all the different lines and everything. And he said, whoa, you still have this? And we were in the bedroom, and I have this little thing. It's a
He's trying to get that deal, yo.
Bang, bang.
Little power
bang,
adapter
bang,
in my bedroom, plugged into the wall, and it has a cable line coming out of it. Now, I never understood what it was. It was never explained to me what it was. 9 years ago when I moved in, I was just told, you must always have this plugged into the wall. If not, all your internet will go out. That's what I was told, okay? So if you haven't noticed, every once in a while, my internet goes out, and I say, oops, it was the power adapter in the bedroom.
Okay, what this device is a GFI protector, okay? It's not what Phil thinks it is. Okay, so it's a GFI protector. That's what I think Phil is talking about. Possibly because of power spikes, power surges, and everything like this. This will protect the cable line itself. Now, it's really strange because typically this is installed like around where the power box is. And I've never really seen one for a cable box. It is definitely not Ethernet over power because he has coax in his office. You've seen it. So this to me is a protection device that can protect against power spikes. Now you can get power spikes on your cable line, right? You can. That is a thing. But mostly now, the modem power supplies, the bricks and everything like that, they have built-in protections for this, so this is probably why. Phil's just thinking up of new excuses as to why his internet might go down because of this line or whatever. But I've never actually installed one of these myself. I've never seen them. It's not Ethernet over power. I know that right now. It is not Ethernet over power.
It got loose, and now that's why the internet went down, so we just plugged it back in, and now it works again. Okay? So come to find out, you want to know what that was? An amplifier. What is an amplifier? An amplifier is a device used to strengthen the signal of cable and internet in a home where it doesn't really have the capacity to handle what you're trying to do.
Bro, I've never even heard of an amplifier before in my life.
Neither have I. Neither have I, Sly.
Joey
Like this.
Rivera for the $9.99. It warms my soul to see Urban Style Detractor. Oh my lord. Carry on the torch of the OG. Stay in his A. He gets no love. His toxic self needs to be done off. Stay up. He definitely needs to be done off, bruv. Thank you for the $9.99, player.
At home. So, for example, when I first moved here 9 years ago, I had 2 television cable lines, a home phone, and 2 internet lines. This house couldn't handle it. So,
this is untrue again, right? Like in my home here, I have the main line that comes in, and then I have a splitter. I have one splitter that goes to my telephone modem, which I'm going to be getting rid of. I have one cable line that goes to my home theater, which I'm going to get rid of. And then I have one cable line that goes to my router. Now, off my home theater, it's also split to go upstairs. Now, the problem is with the splitter is the more splitters you use, the more problems will occur. Now, what I think Phil is trying to explain here is Phil's cable lines probably weren't run properly in his home, which requires, like I said, like a GFI protector or a booster. Hold on, let's find one right here. So it could be something like this, right? This is an amplifier for your home. Now, this depends on the lines that are in your house. Now, this isn't power over Ethernet, right? All this is it's amplifying the signal. So what that means is his signal going upstairs is weaker than his signal coming from downstairs. That probably means that somewheres in the walls, they have a really bad splitter, right? And when I moved into my house, I rewired everything in my home. When Shaw came out here to do my cable install back in 2004 when I moved here, they came out and the techs looked at it and said, I'm not touching this. Here's your hardware. Goodbye. Right. And they will do that because basically that's like illegal cable. Is what they consider. Now that stuff has kind of gone the way of the dodo. That doesn't exist anymore. But what you would do is, what I did is I ripped out all the cable lines. I took down my drop ceiling in the basement. I pulled out all the cable lines. And like I said, I ran one to my home theater. Then I split it off, went upstairs for my parents. And then I have one for my phone and I have one for my cable modem. When I get rid of my phone here, I'm going to get rid of the one for my cable for my home theater, and I'm just going to run a line for my cable modem and I run a line for my... Now, that's not 2 separate lines, Phil, okay? You have one line coming into the house. Then you split it off. The more splitters you use, the more problems you're going to have. That's why you have an amplifier on your system. You don't need this anymore. This doesn't really exist anymore. It's not really a problem.
I needed to have an amplifier in the bedroom that would boost the signal throughout the entire house. And if that amplifier got loose, everything would go off. So he's looking at it, he goes, all you have left, all you have is 2 internet lines. And he's looking at it, he's like, you don't need this. So he's like, let me do something for you. And he went outside, he went to the cable, outside is where all the main lines are, all the boxes. He comes back in, he goes, I'm gonna do this. He unhooks the amplifier. He unhooks a ton of couplers.
Yeah, we normally just say TV in America, but
So Phil's admitting here the splitters and everything, right? Phil is admitting that there is splitters galore because the guy's unplugging all these splitters and everything. So Phil or whoever owned the condo before him fucked everything up. Okay, they wanted multiple devices where there wasn't. They tried running the signal because of the amount of splitters they were using probably caused dropout. So again, this is probably what this device is. It's just this.
This is a guy that says excited and device and stuff
shit
like
that were in
that.
the house. I had extra wires out the ass.
I'm very
in this house for no reason.
excited.
He unhooked a ton of cables, a ton of splitters, all this shit.
Dog, it's a Wi-Fi extender, so he had his stuff plugged into a Wi-Fi extender and hasn't been using the other line he's paying for. Yep.
It's not the Wi-Fi. It's not Wi-Fi.
Back in. Let's try your internet. We turn it on. The internet is even faster. He goes,
Doubtful.
yeah. He goes, what's been happening is your internet's been slower
Twitter.
because you've been running it
Grandeur.
through this amplifier and
Yes.
everything. He's like, you don't need this anymore. At one point, you needed it. He's like, all you have is 2 internet lines. You don't need any of this anymore. So now you're going directly to the outside line. You're not being rerouted through your whole home through this amplifier. You're right out to the lines outside. He goes, your internet will now be better. You won't ever have to worry about hitting that stupid thing, getting it loose.
Okay, so the amplifier itself, if this was going throughout the entire house, it would have been plugged in when where the line came in the home. Okay, so that would have been next to your power box, right? Your breaker box downstairs. That's where mine comes in. That's where it would have been plugged in. If it's plugged in upstairs, that means that the signal dropped from the downstairs to the upstairs, Phil. Okay, that means your downstairs was fine, but the signal going upstairs dropped out. Probably because you had, like you're saying, he was pulling out cables. So you had a bunch of illegal cables running throughout your home. Okay, throughout the condo. So he pulled all those out, right? Most techs, like I said, like the tech that came out here in 2004 wouldn't touch it. I had to do it all by myself. Most techs now, they will look at the line coming into the home, then they'll look at your signal per device, and then they will adjust it accordingly. That's how they do it now, okay? Because you had this all plugged in, like I remember when you did the video when Comcast first came out, so you definitely had issues with your cable line, and you're running 2 modems off of one line. Like, you really fucked up, Phil. You seriously fucked things up.
Loose and losing your internet, and all these extra wires and shit that could be a potential problem have been removed from your home. And I was like, dude, well, now I'm happy you came out here. You know? I mean, at first it was going to be a complete waste of my time because you're telling me I didn't need any equipment upgrades to begin with. But now I'm happy you came out here because you did me a solid, basically. You didn't have to do that, right? So then he goes, well, what about this other appointment? And I said, let's look at it. So we were able to look at it, and basically the other appointment literally was a phantom appointment. I didn't...
A phantom appointment, gang.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Have you ever heard of a phantom appointment in your life? Because I can tell you, I've never heard of a phantom appointment. This is like I said, this is the first time I've seen past the 10-minute mark.
I got you, fam Sly. I'll explain it here shortly because Phil's about to just say something really fucking stupid.
All brand new to me. This a phantom appointment.
Need a second appointment.
He's got texts coming out saying how much money I'm getting racks. He's got the people on the phone saying, sorry, sir, I don't know my job. I just read paper. And now he's getting phantom appointment. Now he's getting phantom appointment set up. I don't know why everyone doesn't believe me. I tell the truth always.
For any install. There was no install. He says that modem you have downstairs is
phantom appointment. God Wars.
Exactly the same modem they're going to give you for that level of internet. If someone comes out, they will literally...
So this is confirmation that Phil is lying here, okay? Because they would not keep a DOCSIS 3.0 modem. They would give Phil the XB8. This is why I'm leaning more towards Phil requested not to have anything changed. So this just sounds phony to me because a lot of the ISPs, you get a free modem rental, okay? So it doesn't cost them anything. It doesn't cost you anything. Phil, you're on a DOCSIS 3.0 modem that's max download rate is 343 megabits per second. They're offering you an XB8 modem with better Wi-Fi. You take it. Okay? You don't argue with them. You don't tell them that, oh, I don't want it changed out. You go, oh, awesome. But Phil didn't know what the XB8 modem entails, right? He didn't know it was going to give him better Wi-Fi access.
Literally come, restart the modem, and walk out the door. There's no install to be done. It's another phantom appointment where a sales rep is trying to make a commission. So they're trying to force a second appointment on you, and you don't need it.
How are they making that's not how... Okay, making an appointment... Okay, every time I'm only going to go off of me. Customer, you don't make money on making appointments. You make money on what you sell for the company, not on making an appointment. Unless you have paid for something and with that appointment, some paid for some install, paid for some whatever, then that's what you're getting paid for. Not to set an appointment up, you're not getting paid. I've never have seen that, have ever witnessed it. I have been in sales a lot of times in my life, and never have I got paid for setting up an internet. Or setting up an internet. Setting up appointment. That's what I meant to say. Arkham, what's up? Yeah, we're almost done, dog. And then we're getting right into yours part.
I was like,
Pause. Hey, yo.
Wow, that's
right into Arkham's part. That's filthy, son.
pretty messed up. So basically, he spent over an hour here, but in the hour he was here, he installed a piece of equipment I will never use. This weird 4G internet device that I'll probably never use. It's too slow to do anything I want to do. But he did upgrade my internet to be faster, and he basically cleaned the house up with all this excess lines and shit. So now my internet is actually going to be better. You know.
And that is incorrect, okay? That's incorrect. His internet is not faster. He's still on the same line he had prior, right? It can't be faster than what you're paying for, Phil. You're capped at 300 megabits down, 4 megabits up, and now your downstairs internet, your residential internet, is probably exactly the same. So I'm bringing up the specs on the XB8 modem right here. So this is what Phil could have been using. He could have had tri-band, right? So he puts his phones, his tablets on his 2.4 gigahertz. His 5 gigahertz band can then be used for his TVs or whatever. And if he has any newer devices that support the 6 gigahertz band, he can put those on there. That way it cleans everything up. One modem, everything else is perfect for Phil. That's all he needed to do. Residential, $80 a month, $45 per cell phone line, so $90, $170 a month that him and Kat could have been paying for internet and for their cell phone service. Instead, they're going to pay $504 plus whatever Kat pays on her cell phone, which could be, you know what, I'll say it. Let's just say it's equal to what Phil's paying. So $640 a month that they're paying for internet and cell service.
Okay, great. So basically, all this happens, right? And now he leaves. I'm like, whoa, let me test everything. So I turn everything on. Everything's great, man. Everything in the house is great, you know? But it's funny because then immediately I get a message from the social media team. And they say, so what happened? Because they don't even know. What happened with your visit?
That's not why they're...
They're giving you a survey, Phil. I know, Sly, I know.
Well, the person who came out here was outstanding. They went above and beyond. They cleaned up a bunch of stuff in my house they didn't need to do. So I give that guy top rating.
Everything Phil could have done himself.
Give the guy top, he said. Yuck.
Me about his service, I will give him the maximum rating possible. All right?
The maximum top.
I was like, but I found out a bunch of stuff. I found out that basically you guys have multiple appointments for no reason. You're trying to waste my time to make money. I don't appreciate that. And I want this taken care of. And they go, all right. And the next thing I know, your appointment for next week has automatically been canceled.
Yeah, because the guy told you it wasn't necessary to have that extra appointment. Yeah, they canceled the appointment they don't need. Yep, makes sense to me. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they just canceled it.
Yeah, you didn't need it.
So, I mean, pretty much admitting I never needed it to begin with. That it was just a way for them to make extra money. Right?
They don't make any extra money, Phil. They don't make any extra money. Okay, I'm going to put this out here. I used to work in a call center called Convergys, okay? This is back in 2000, 2003. Now, Convergys, like, some of you might find this as a shock. A lot of these companies do not do their own in-house technical support. Like, when you call support, right? It's not that it's like in India or in Pakistan or in China or anything like that. They will find the companies like Convergys. Okay, let's bring up Convergys here. I don't even know Convergys is still around. I hope they're not. They're fucking shysters. Convergys, acquired by Cinex. Okay, so Convergys back in the day, they were a call center. Okay, they did. When I was hired for HP technical support. This is gonna be story time with Uncle Profit here for a little bit. I did HP technical support for the Compact Presario, HP Pavilion, and their AIO PC, which was just like a custom built PC. I also did printer support there, and I also did support for Yahoo, which doesn't, Yahoo, right? And then I also did support for Comcast cable. Okay? Now, with Comcast, I didn't get any money for making, like, I was in technical support. So somebody would call me, they'd be like, yeah, my internet's not working. Now, we had stages, and I know Sly was talking about this, about the, about that script that they follow, right? That is actually true, and how I know this is because I helped create the one for HP. And yes, we regret it, right? That thing was a mistake. When I was first hired by Convergys, they were looking for techs that were knowledgeable, right? They wanted those that knew what they were doing, that could get the calls done. They wanted what they called an FTX, first time fix, is what they wanted. And that meant that when you called in, your internet didn't work, you fixed it that first time. They didn't have to call back in. Okay? The problem is Convergys moved towards more of a customer service oriented call center. So they didn't want techs anymore. So those of us that were working, which was called an L1, we were moved on to something called the save team. Now, the save team, we would then monitor calls. Like if somebody was on a call saying for their internet or for their computer or whatever, we would monitor the call and we would make sure that the agent that they were speaking to did the right steps for the technical support. If they didn't, we would then call back the customer and do the support ourselves. Then we got moved into what was called L3. Now, an L3 support technician, we started designing the flowcharts, right? Now, I'll bring something up. Memory Express Edmonton. Because I know they have like what I want to use here. So basically, you would call in and you would be like, "Yes, my internet's not working," right? I think we even have modems for Sarah. Okay. So what you would do is you would then be like, "Okay, so your internet's not working." You ask them the question. It's like, are you on dial-up or are you on high speed? And you choose dial-up, right? And down would pop a menu. So I would click this, and a menu would pop down here, right? Like plus and minus signs, right? And then you would go through steps and steps and steps. That is what most of these companies now use, right? It's no longer about technical knowledge. It's more along the lines of customer support. Because they found that talking to techs was a little bit too difficult because some of us would use terminology that a lot of people didn't know. So now they have this flowchart system, and we came up with this flowchart system. We regret it because it really takes away from getting your problem solved, right? If you get a good tech, like I remember when I used to get like AOL calls, right? And they'd be like, "Yeah, I can't connect to the internet." And this is during like the invasion of Iraq, right? And it'd be like, "Yeah, I can't get to CNN.com." And it's like, "Okay, can you get to Google.ca or Google.com, right?" And it's like, "Oh yeah, okay, can you get to YouTube?" Yeah. Okay, there's a war going on in Iraq right now. CNN's website is getting hammered. There is issues. You're not going to be able to connect immediately. I'm like, try another news station. That might help you, right? So my whole thing would be, "Hello, my name is Prophet with HP Technical Support. Can I get your phone number and the serial number on the back of your device?" And I get all that stuff. We'll go, okay, sorry, unfortunately it's out of warranty. We're going to have to send you to a warranty team. They get pissed off, right? I love those calls. But sometimes you get one where it was in warranty and you go, okay, and what seems to be the issue today? And they would tell you your problem, be like, "Oh, okay, so you can't connect to the internet. Okay, we'll try this. Okay, can you please unplug your modem?" Right? Or if it was dial-up, I'd have to give them another phone number to another call box, right, to connect. That is how the call centers work. These call center reps, like Phil's calling these people, they don't make money. They get paid by the hour, right? They don't get a bonus for however many things they fix. That doesn't happen. These people work by the hour in a call center. It is a shitty fucking job. It is very degrading because you get managers that just do not care. Like all the managers that I was under at Convergys just didn't care. Convergys, the first year I was there, they made $1 billion profit. Do you want to know what they did for all the employees? You know, that helped them get that $1 billion profit? They bought us all stress balls that said, "Thanks for the billion." Think about that, right? $1 billion profit, they pocketed it and gave us all stress balls. because the job sucks. They would lock down all the computers. You couldn't even play solitaire on the computer. You had to sit there and stare at a blank screen. We had to use proxy servers so I can get to sites like Memory Express or whatever to look at price out computer upgrades that I wanted to do for myself and shit like that. I had to use a proxy server to get around it. It was a shitty fucking job. The call centers suck. These people, they need to be paid more money. And you have Phil here thinking he knows how it works. Somebody who's been fired from every single job and partnership that he has had. And he sits here and just straight lies to people that actually know what's going on. And is just laughing about it.
Oh, Lord.
So they just cancel it. And that was it. And after that, nothing. Now, was I ever contacted by anyone in regards to the situation like I was told by that scheduling rep? No. Was I given any kind of, actual... I can't even rate the install guy. I would love to. I can't. There's no way to rate him positively.
That was the survey they sent you, you fucking idiot. You were just talking about it.
I got an email today asking about the scheduling. Not about the install guy, but the scheduling process. What do you think I rated that?
You never got an email for that.
Right?
There's that laugh. There's the laugh. Chelsea's line.
Wouldn't be Phil if he wasn't complaining, right?
So anyway, that's absolutely ridiculous the way I was handled. I mean, literally 2 hours in a chat to renew my contracts just to be told one thing, not to be explained what I'm actually getting with my contract, because I had no idea that 4G unit was even part of the contract, not even told that. All right.
That's offered now. That is now offered by default. If you're on a business support package, that is offered by default. The reason why Phil got 2 appointments is because the line downstairs is for residential and the line upstairs is for business. This tech that came out to do the install, he did the residential install for you as a courtesy. Okay? The company is separate. Its residential is separate from its business. The same thing with Shaw and Rogers, Bell, TELUS, Verizon, Xfinity. Like, it doesn't matter who you're with. Their business side is separate from the residential side. Because you have a residential line, Phil, you have a residential package and a business package, that is why you had to get 2 fucking installs. That's why that happened. This tech, this business tech, said, nah, he could do it really quick. Here's another, but he didn't have to replace anything. That's why it was canceled. If they had to have replaced it, I guarantee you, Phil, he wouldn't have done the downstairs stuff. You would have had to have a residential call to come out and replace your modem. You could have done this all by yourself. You could have called and said, okay, I want to renew my contract. Okay, cool. Do you have anything else to offer? Oh, okay, that's nice. Oh, you're offering new hardware. Okay, I'll take the 2 new modems and everything and be done with it. You could have done that. That's what I'm going to do here when I'm done this video. I'm going to get a brand new XB8 modem. I have a notebook that supports Wi-Fi 6E. I have a mini PC that supports Wi-Fi 6E. I'm going to use it. It's going to be great.
I'm going to find out, I didn't even need it installed, right? So that was baloney. Then a week later, I contact them for this second phantom appointment. No one can help me. No one knows anything. I waste another 2 hours talking on phone lines with these people in a circle. No one can help. The social media team says they're going to do something. They do nothing to help. Literally do nothing at all to help. Thank God the install reps know what they're doing. Because the guy was really nice. Probably
shit like that.
And the thing is, I don't think I've ever had a problem with anyone coming out here. And the moment a physical person arrives at your home, they're informed.
Yeah,
they're
okay.
knowledgeable.
Was it? We're good? Yeah, I don't know what happened. It was like, there's no way everyone just stopped talking. I'm telling you, everybody just stopped. I'm like, there's no way. I'm seeing the chat thing. I thought maybe it was my end that was doing it. But nah, chat was down. Hello, my chat is bugging. Are we good? It's all good? Yeah, okay. There's some people. I'm like, there's no.
They're out of stock. I would buy this. 1 gigabit Ethernet and 2.5 gigabit. It's $500 though. Somebody send me some tips.
Way everyone just was like, all right, peace.
They're honest and they help as much as they can. The problem is everything before that. Everything before that is a waste of your time. You don't care. Everything automated, or go to a person who's reading a form or a checklist or their stupid instructions. No one can freaking help you.
Oh, other chats have been doing that? Okay, I'm like, yo, what happened, bro? Because I see the number of the chat rate going up. I'm like, how is it going up if no one's saying a word? All right, we back. Okay, we good.
No one. And then you say, well, escalate to someone who can. Oh, we don't have the ability to do that. Then what do you get paid for? Why are you even
I
employed?
restarted my phone. I clicked out of it and restored the chat and brought it back over. I'm like, wait, maybe what happened?
You do nothing. You just sit there, read a script, and you help no one. Why are they? It doesn't make any sense at all, right?
Because they are helping people. They just probably couldn't help you because you throw so many nonsensical words that you don't need into it. And they probably get confused, just like everyone. Well, at some point, you're going to have to figure out that you're the problem. The delivery.
Sly nailed it on the head here, right? Phil had no idea what he wanted, and he probably confused the shit out of the agent. Right? That's exactly what happened here. Phil had no idea. He called up and he was like, yes, my name is Phil Bornell. You know, the guy? Well, you know, I've been with you guys for like 9 years, and I need internet access, and I want to see, my contract is up, and I want to see what's available. But I don't want to change anything. And that at that point, the sales rep was just like, well, you know, you can get a better line for what you pay. You can get it faster. No, I don't want any of that. All I want to do is renegotiate my contract. Well, Mr. Brunel, that is what we're doing here. We're going to offer you a better, faster. No, I don't want anything better, faster. I just want to negotiate. And that point, the rep probably said, holy shit, this guy's a fucking dent. And then just said, yeah, okay, we'll do whatever for you.
Great people. I always have a problem. I leave them specific instructions. Yeah, a bunch of jumbled up mess that while they're driving, they can't read 30 paragraphs of how to get to your house. Why do you think that's a mess? Everyone you talk to, they transfer you around, bounce you around to different departments, can't help you. At some point, you have to look in the mirror and be like, you know what? It might be me that's the problem and how I speak.
It baffles me the way these companies are operated today in 2023. So, sorry that yesterday we had the interruption. Good news is it wasn't bad. Like, that was the least of the problems. It wasn't a big deal at all. And like I said, my house is better now. I have all these extra lines and shit are gone. The amplifier's gone. My internet works fine without it. This is nice. So I was very pleased with the ultimate resolution. The problem was the hours of wasted time to get there is so ridiculous. Okay? So, yeah.
Anytime you can't make money, it's a wasted time.
Wish this company were better. But the thing is, I don't even have opportunity to give them feedback to tell them what they did wrong. I don't. How do I tell them? Well, I can't call anywhere. There's no line to call for customer feedback. They sent me a survey, which was click a number. I'm serious. Click a number of rating. Okay, I clicked it. All right, done. Your survey's done. Well, how the fuck did that help you? So,
I can guarantee you there was an other section there within that survey that Phil could have wrote something out. Because typically those surveys always have that.
Anyway, that's what happened yesterday. So, I'm happy. I mean, I'm happy. 3 years, I'll have better internet. Not really better. It's basically the same speeds. It's better download speeds, which I'll never use. Like, when am I going to use better download speeds, right? Probably never. Upload.
Well, maybe when you're downloading games, Phil, it could download your games faster. Do you ever think about that? That's what download speeds would be used for. So every single time you load a new game into your console, it would download faster, but you didn't upgrade your speed. You're still at 300 megabits down, well, maybe 343 now, and 10 megabits up because you didn't change it. You kept everything the same. Your internet downstairs is probably now equal to your business line. Fucking great.
Speed, that's kind of important to me for obviously for streaming and, you know, if we're getting videos to YouTube, but that hasn't really changed.
Joey Rivera, thank you for the $4.99. Everyone agrees with him. He's always right. I wish I could live that life. I'm married. I'm only right 10% of the time. If that, this dude never wrong. Oh, yeah. I wish I was right all the time. That'd be great to be right every time you talk. Like, that'd be crazy, right?
I don't have...
Even when you're wrong, you're right.
The top of the line package. There is a top of the line package available, but it's way more expensive than what I'm paying now. And I didn't think that was going to benefit enough from it. If ever I decide to upgrade my equipment where I can like do 4K quality, then I would probably upgrade my internet. And like I said, what I was told was
no,
give it another
it's still
year
not
or
possible.
two, and they're going to actually start.
It's still not possible. Even on here, let's bring it up right now. Internet overview. We'll go back to this right now, okay? Like, and we're just going to go off the residential package. So at most the Phil can get in his area is 1,200 megabits down. Right? Only 35 megabits up. That is not enough for 4K. It is if you're doing AV1, right? With AV1, all you need is 10,000 meg, or you just need 10 megabit connection. or you just need to stream at 10 megabits, right? That's all you need with AV1 for 4K HDR. But Phil's not doing that, right? Phil is going to be doing... His computer's old, right? It's still viable for 1080p streaming. I wouldn't be doing 4K streaming on that PC because the 780 Ti just isn't good enough. But he would need, under software encoding, you would need 51 megabits per second or 51,000 kilobits per second to be able to do 4K streaming. Even with Comcast top-of-the-line speed right here, this is 1,200 megabits down. Remember, we already looked at this. Right? 1,200 megabits down, 35 megabits up would not be enough for Phil to do it. Even if he was using hardware encoding, he would be at the top limit for hardware encoding with hardware NVENC support. Right? It would require what? 35? So he'd use up his entire upload speed again. He'd be fucked.
Doing major changes to the kind of internet that they're offering, and when they do that, if I go to the new offerings, I may not need the 2 internet lines anymore. That 1 internet line might be way better than anything they have now, and therefore
the 1 internet line is already better, Phil. You can do that now. I'm doing it right now. Again, I'm watching. I've now switched over to the Mortal Kombat movie released a couple of years ago. I have that streaming in 4K HDR with Atmos on. I was downloading. I did an entire download here. Take a look at this. This is entire Windows 11 install. Downloaded, installed. I downloaded all the custom drivers that I want to use for the install itself. I did all that while watching this video with King Sly, while recording in 4K. And you're saying that technically that's not possible at this point, but yet I'm doing it. And I have no effect on my internet speed whatsoever.
Yeah. And for the people that came in later after, I was talking about $200 per stream for the internet. Yeah, the internet art.
just have the one.
We read it, one internet line that works for everybody in here. Right now, I bet you my girl's watching Suits. My kids, well, he's probably asleep now, but he was watching his YouTube show, and I'm streaming here, and everything is working fine on one internet line. One. I have 900 something megabytes, gigabyte internet or whatever. Perfectly fine. $90. No issues. Everyone's using something, so I have no clue why he needs to. So
One account, cancel the other account.
I'll answer that for you, Sly. It's the flex, right? He wants the flex on the dents. That Burdell Productions is some multi-million-dollar company, and Phil has got his own business and everything, and he's got a business line and he's got a residential line, when in reality all you needed to do was get a residential line. You would have been fine, Phil. Again, like I said, $80 a month, $90 a month for your cell phone service, 170 plus. Okay, what's sales tax there? Okay, so let's bring this up. Sales tax there is 10%, right? So we got 80 plus 90, 170 times 1.10%. So Phil, you would be paying currently $187 a month for all of your internet and your cell phone included. Yet you're paying $600 if we were to include Kat's, right? Because I'm including Kat's cell phone service in this. I don't think Phil really wants to, but, tough luck, Phil. She is your wife. At least we think she is. But you could be paying this. Instead, you're paying $640 a month for internet and cell service. Instead, you could be paying them $187.
And only have to deal with one from now on, and that's enough sufficient for my whole house. That'll be great. If those days come, I can't wait for that. Okay? So
they're already here.
All right. So that's what was going on yesterday, in a nutshell. All right? I'm sure you all enjoyed that story very, very much.
I would have enjoyed the story of how you had to go to an emergency visit for your cat, but you said that wasn't pertinent to the stream. Or how you spoke to the company that tried to scam you over your cat. I guess that wasn't pertinent, but almost 40 minutes spent on your Comcast dealing, that's definitely important. Chef's kiss, right?
Okay. I got the drip, go. I got the drip,
wow.
go.
I guess we'll end it there. Again, I want to thank King Sly here for letting me use his video, and I want to thank Snort Hogan again for using his video. I know this is a reaction to a reaction of a clip of Phil talking bullshit, but I thought it'd be funner this way because you get King Sly in here as well, right? Because I love King Sly. So what have we learned today? Well, we learned that Phil's a fucking idiot, that he got screwed again by Comcast. He could have lowered his monthly bill from $640 a month down to $187, yet he didn't. He could have got new hardware, an XB8 modem, which would have increased his Wi-Fi capability, but again, he didn't. And then we learned that Phil had a bunch of illegal wires running throughout his condo that fucked up his signal, that they had to put in a booster in order to get it to work, and then that's been taken out because that's no longer needed anymore because of the signal strength from the coax. So again, Phil doesn't understand how his stream works at all, right? Phil just wants to turn it on and beg for money. But at that point, he can no longer, like, if anything goes wrong, then he's fucked, right? Then there's an emergency. Oh, guys, I'm going to be late. I got to reset my computer and everything because something isn't working right. So, basically, we've learned that Phil is still an idiot, and Phil is still going to continue on this destructive path. Again, I want to thank King Sly. I want to thank Snort Hogan. I will have the original Comcast video I did a couple months ago where it talks about why you shouldn't run two modems on one line. Phil, again, you don't have two separate lines. You have one line going in from the street, and then you have two modems plugged into your home. That is not recommended. Comcast is laughing at you, and they were able to rip you off again. Again, everybody, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all in the next one.